Alright, welcome to another video. I'm going to go back now. I went through all of the December 6th decklists, and they're all kind of done at this point. So I wanted to go through, go back where I kind of skipped some of the decks. This one here should be a relatively quick couple of matches that I play. I'm playing mono red. The reason this deck stood out to me originally was because of the Hall of Oracles. Basically allows you to pump some of your creatures up. This is playing a lot of removal. It's using Reckless Impulse for card draw, and it basically just wants to seemingly play against mono white. Although I'm not 100% sure this deck gets through the 2/4 Angel very easily without Thundering Rebuke. And I also think it's potentially fast enough to kill blue-red. But we'll have to see exactly how that shakes out. You got a 1-mana 2/1, a 1-mana 1/2 that creates 3/2 wolves every turn. Actually, I had instant speed too. That's a rare commodity in standard these days. But yeah, basically the Hall of Oracle stood out to me, and I kind of wanted to give it a shot just to see how it plays out. So this goes back to the 29th deck lists from November, and I just wanted to go back and catch up on some of these. I mean, some of these you can look at them and say, okay, this is just an aggro deck and it's fine. So that's why I kind of skipped them. I wanted to get to some more of the interesting decks. There's still a couple left from theirs from the 29th as well, but most of them are pretty standard when you look at them. Like, you know, this is the Hullbreaker Horror and basically just Dalrun's Epiphany deck. So I kind of skipped it. I mean, it's the deck that I kind of want to avoid. But anyway, let's try this deck out and see how it plays. I'm hoping that have some good matchups here. And get to showcase a little bit of the Hall of Oracles. See how it plays out anyway. Only 21 land, which is good. Yeah, not getting any better than that. That's interesting. Okay, just play this. Attack. Just cast Reckless Impulse here. Okay. Gives me another land next turn, and I can cast another Reckless Impulse. That was one thing originally when I was looking at this card, was I didn't notice that it was until the end of your next turn. Okay. So now, I still can't. Oh yes, I can. This just taps in and of itself. So I'm just gonna do this. I'm going to target this. I'm going to attack. And now I'm going to cast the Wolf Rider. I didn't need these cards, I guess, but that's fine. Wow, that card's insane. With cheap removal, it's pretty insane. You can play this. Play the Reckless Stormseeker here. They probably have the white instant to remove a creature. Target itself, I guess. could have them. Yeah. That's not a card that's typically played, but sure. Basically blows me out here. Yeah. Which is fine. It's just what it is. It seems like I went up against the exact deck that would destroy me. Another flash creature. Yeah, it seems like I went against the exact deck that destroys me. That's fine though. It is what it is. Yeah, this really just kind of smashed me up. I think I just have to get rid of this. I don't have a choice. Don't really have a choice there. I kind of had to get rid of the big body. So I've never ever played against a deck like this. So it's funny that it comes up exactly at the worst possible time. But that's fine. They can choose. I mean, if they have a pump spell here, it's essentially over. But, I mean, at this point, playing against a deck that's playing 4-main deck or Vitalons, flash creatures. I mean, hey, it's perfect against the deck that I'm playing. But it's just is what it is. Yeah, you got it. That's unfortunate, but that's how it goes sometimes. It seemed like the exact antithesis of the deck that I wanted to play against. But, hey, kudos to them. Sometimes that seems to be the way. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure what how the algorithm sort of pairs you with another player. Because it seems like sometimes when I build a new deck, I play against the exact deck that I don't want to play against, or that isn't generally played and that I don't particularly want to play against. This is a keep again. A couple of 2/1s. Then I hit something with the Thundering Rebuke. Again, this sort of deck likely loses to okay. I think I just hit with the Bloodthirsty Adversary here. Get in. This potentially remove something. Likely playing. I'm not sure exactly. Generally, they play. Okay. It's fine. I can play with fire. I might want that land actually to get my Bloodthirsty adversaries up and running. This card is nuts. I'm going into the faceless Haven, but that's okay. Cool. Wow, this card's really good. Holy. Hey, they got blue mana finally. Now a bounce, and it's kind of over. But we'll keep plugging away. Okay. Seems like they're playing against a lot of spirit decks. So a land, I can draw. I can drop one of these, and then get play with fire again. Now I can do. This is potentially the most damage. Okay. Kills them. Nice. Well, that's how the deck's supposed to work, I guess. And not play against multiple flash creatures. But hey, that's the break sometimes. Sorry for sipping into the mic.
Wrangler is made for those moments when your heart says go,
well, you kind of
and you
see
follow
exactly how strong
wherever it leads.
the Hall of Oracles actually is. It's kind of nuts, actually. Especially in a deck like this where you're essentially half, more than half, spells. Especially when you're playing very aggressive offensive spells. Alright, so keep as well. The Den gives you a little bit of longevity against other maybe mid-range decks or control decks or something. Possible that I think I just want to use. So turn 2, they're going to play a 3/3, which this still deals with anyway. This goes to the face as well. I think I will just do this. This way, if they don't play anything next turn. It'll give me a removal spell for the troll. I likely have the 2 mana one. So it's still the same. Yeah, look. So it wants to tap my Hall of Oracles. How about no? Not allowed to tap my Hall of Oracles for mana. You gotta watch that auto tapper sometimes. Ooh. Okay. Removal spell? Yep. Again, that's also fine. Play the Reckless Storm Chaser here. Or Reckless Storm Seeker. Target itself. Get in. Attack. Now next turn I can cast this, give it haste, pump it when I cast Reckless Impulse. Alright, good game. They didn't draw enough mana, I guess. So the one benefit of these decks, playing a deck like this, where are we at here? Right here. Is you will catch players that stumble. Now, I don't think stumbling is as much a thing in Arena as it is in Paper Magic. I think just because of potentially the algorithm, although it doesn't seem to, something seemed to have changed since I first started playing. I tend not to draw a million lands, although I have in the past. There's been a few games, mostly I don't tend to draw too many extra lands. In some instances, I tend not to draw enough. But a deck like this, that's what it's built for. It's built to basically take advantage. If your opponent's playing too many big spells, like if I were to pit this deck against the green-white deck, if the green-white deck does not draw enough mana or has to take basically 3 damage from the Turn Timber Symbiosis turning into a land, or the Marius Call turning into a land, that's basically a free lightning bolt for me. So it takes advantage of those kinds of decks. However, the 2 biggest decks right now in Standard is Mono White and Blue Red. Either Hullbreaker or Epiphany, whichever one, take your pick. Now, they may not get to Hullbreaker before you actually end up losing the match. And this creature here specifically is good against the like Fading Hope and Divide by Zero. Just because if they do bounce it, you can get it back in its haste, so it doesn't, bouncing this creature doesn't affect it in terms of being able to attack every single turn. It does put you back a little bit on mana. However, if they do decide to bounce it, especially when you're around turn, you have about 4 or 5, you have about 5 mana lying around, it becomes bigger, and you can actually cast a free spell from it, basically from your graveyard, because everything in the deck is under 3 mana. So basically, this becomes this is your 2-drop and your 5-drop. So anyway, it won't let me. There it goes. Okay, so potentially this is your 2-drop and your 5-drop. Just because you can actually pay, you'll pay 2 and then 3 for cast the spell. Now, on the rare occasion that you get to 8 mana, unlikely with 21 lands, you're either dead or your opponent's dead way before then. It gives you the ability to cast 2. But again, this is your 5-drop. So this is your it splits. Basically, this is your 5-drop or 2-drop. You have some. I think this card specifically was not chosen for the ability. I think it was actually chosen for the fact that it has Menace. I don't think there's anything. Like if we were to look at Mono Red here, and we were to go to the 1 and 2-drop creatures, go to this layout. I don't think there's anything better in this spot. Like this is haste, not a big deal. Like it doesn't have, nothing really has as good of a sort of a bonus, as a 1/2 menace. Potentially this one, since returning a land doesn't really, well, it could hurt you with the Den of the Bugbear. And you have the Epicure, which does deal 1 point of damage, and gives you a blood token. That's a possibility as well. If you get flooded a little bit, it gives you the ability to get rid of them. But I think because this can actually produce creatures, it gives you some longevity against control. Again, I don't think that's why it's there. I think it's there because of the ability or the fact that it has Menace and it's a 1-drop. I don't think there's any better 1-drops. Maybe the Stinger, maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think there's anything at 2. Again, the deck plays a lot of 2 drops, so you probably want to stick to 1 mana cards for that spot. And I think it is the best out of all of them. Yeah, I mean, a case can be made for the Epicure, maybe the Stinger, because it has first strike, so it can't really be blocked. It can, but then neither can this, right? So when you look at their side, this one just pumps it, and this one gives you another creature. So, well, this one needs you to exile 3 cards. This one just needs 3 mana. I still think this overall is still better. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. This was a fast one. I played 3 matches and basically destroyed, thanks to Hall of Oracles. I think this card's insane in this deck. But yeah, anyways, hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one.